Okay, welcome back. So what we're going to be doing today is tier two. Hopefully that will actually be pretty quick because of everything we've already done. So let's see what we need for tier two and see what we need to build. So these are all the ones we're going to do. Truthfully, because this is also when we're going to be setting up our foundations and everything else. The two most important things we need to do first is obstacle clearing, because that's going to get us a lot more of our biomass. And it's also going to get us biofuel, solid biofuel. And then we also need to do logistics, because when we set up our next one, it really needs to be with the Mach 2 conveyor belt so we can actually utilize the miners we currently have. So let's do this one first. This one should be easy. We might have to make some cable, but shouldn't be that bad. We'll have to make some cable. So let's see how many we can make here. Then we might have to go grab some wire. We can only make 37, so we'll go grab some wire after this. Boom, there's 37 of them. We only need, was that 85? So we're going to go over to where we're already making our wire. And this is going to be the nice thing. Once we have foundations and we have enough... oh, yeah, we have plenty. And we have enough... what was that? Concrete. We have enough concrete to actually build our foundations the way we want them around here to utilize the space that we have. Because if you notice, this all looks really cramped. Wow, I don't know why I couldn't say that word. This all looks really cramped. It's all a lot of tight spaces. If we were to put another miner here and go that way, it would be encroaching on all of that. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to take our foundation and we're going to expand it out that way so that we can take all of our miners and go this way with them instead of going towards the middle. That will give us pretty much infinite space, because you can just build on the air, as long as you can connect your surface to another surface. It doesn't matter how far out into the air you can go, you can just keep going. So let's go back here. We're going to make plenty of these, so I will be right back. Okay, we're back. I actually made a little bit more. That way we still had extra for what we needed to do. We're going to hit that, get this obstacle clearing going. Now, listen up.
Milestone reached. Solid biofuel, created from any biomass, ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note: will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month?
Nope.
You could be if you construct,
Could
automate,
be.
explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated, fun, fun, fun.
Yeah, super fun. Uber blast. Everybody loves to work. Okay, anyways. So we have that. That actually now comes over to here. So we don't make it at the crafting bench. This is a workshop for a reason. All of your tools and stuff that you're going to be using is going to come into here. So we can even make another Xeno Zapper. There's no point. You can't carry one in each hand. But we are going to make a chainsaw. We already have all the material we need. So that's what we're going to do. Now, this is the part where I'm actually going to go take from here instead of going out and doing a bunch. Remember, hit shift to take one at a time, hit control to take all. So we needed the biomass so we could come over here. Now in the crafting bench, we have solid biofuel. We can make 220. This one does actually take a while, so I'll be back. But the solid biofuel is what we're going to run our first power, I guess you can call it a power plant, first power plant off of, so that we can power whatever we need to here before we get coal. Once we get coal and we're able to set all that up, this will just be like kind of a backup source, but the coal is really going to be our next big power source. So I'll be right back. Okay, so Okay, so we've done the 220 now, which is great for us because we already have the chainsaw. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into our inventory. We're gonna take our chainsaw, put it in our hand. Otherwise, we can't use it. This we don't have to worry about. As long as this is in our inventory, the chainsaw will pull from it. So we're good there. We're gonna go over here. Make sure our fuel is being optimally used. There we go. Now, when we come up to something, boom, chainsaw. Yeah. Now, cut down the tree. It's now out of our way permanently, which is great. If you see right above my hotbar, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it says switch to single mode and you hit R. Unless you're trying to do something very specific, I wouldn't ever hit R. Keep it on area mode. So right now it's in single mode. It will only cut down whatever tree I'm on. If I put it in area mode, it will cut down everything in a certain radius. So most likely that tree will be taken out when I cut this one down. Yep. So now instead of having to go around and cut down every single tree you see, every single thing that's in your way, you can kind of cut out an area. The cool thing is if this is in the area, so the bush or tree or whatever is in an area that you're cutting down, it will also take out any of those too. So basically what we want to do is we want to clean up this area. This, again, this isn't things you have to do. I know that there is a guy named Dakota, I think is what his name is, that does Satisfactory. And he actually, he doesn't like to cut down trees. He doesn't like to take down the vegetation because he thinks that that adds to the beauty of the game, which I don't blame him. It really does. I mean, whoever that people, so not the business itself, but whoever the people are that put the time into this game, to put the details they did. I mean, you can look up. I mean, the leaves are blowing in the wind. It is very beautifully done. It's a great game to play, aesthetics wise. So I understand what he's saying. At the same time, in a video game, I don't care about that stuff. So I cut everything down. I want everything to be able to move smoothly and be able to use flat surfaces and get stuff out of my way. Plus, we're going to need a whole bunch of leaves and wood and everything else for what we're about to build. So I'm going to do a little bit of deforestation, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I've been cutting down some stuff, not too long actually. By the way, if you hit H, that brings out your hands. I mean, not to where you can see them, but it's to where you only have your hands. So you can put the chainsaw away, you can put anything else away, if you like kind of like a more clean area.
Unknown crystalline mineral collected. This mineral is composed of the same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Okay, so that's over. I'm going to keep cutting in and out. I'm actually going to go explore a little bit so I can cut some more stuff down and so I can get some more material for the biomass. But it's also, at the beginning of the game, you want to actually kind of explore a lot around flatter areas to where you don't have to do as much jumping and everything. And I'll come back and show you some of the stuff that I find while I'm going. Everything that I find that's new, I will obviously show you guys. The biggest thing is we want our materials to actually grow right now. So this is the best time to go out and find the little things for the MAM. So like all of the food, a lot of the rocks, all that kind of stuff. So I'll keep cutting in and out and showing you the things I find. But we want our materials to grow so we can start doing the first part of our base. So we want our, the biggest thing we want is our concrete to actually fill up so we have enough to do the platforms we need to do. But I'll keep checking in and show you anything new I find. So see you here in a little bit. Okay, that actually, that didn't take long at all. So this is one of the first things that we're going to find. They're called paleberry. It's a food. So when we click on it, Ada will come back up.
Potential edible collected. If consumed before authorized as compatible with the human digestive system by Fixit, the consumer is responsible for any and all consequences. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Sweet, thanks, Ada. So, these are all things, again, we're going to look in the MAM for. When you are looking for rocks and stuff, so I'm not talking about the places you can mine. I was kind of hoping there'd be one like right here. There isn't. Ooh, there's that down there, though. You're going to want to look along the cliff's edges and like along hiding places because why they did it that way, I don't know. I don't know if that's like a natural forming thing in real life because I know they like to keep things pretty realistic. But that's the greatest place to check is like in these crevices, along walls like that, along cliff faces. We need that. I'm going to grab this this guy right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Like when you don't have the stuff to actually climb in this game, climbing in this game is not the most fun thing in the world. Now, you do get blade runners, which makes you run faster and jump higher and all that good stuff. You basically become the Bionic Man. I think she's already talked about that one. Yeah, she has. Okay. So that makes it cool to be able to run and jump and not have to really worry about anything. But here's one of the ones we're going to find. So you're going to hear Ada here in just a second.
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Okay, so there must be a bunch of stuff right here. So that looks like it might be quartz. If not, yeah, it is. Okay. But we also have a spitter over here, so we're going to get this quartz first before he sees us. Maybe not. Definitely want to get this out. Okay, good. He's down there. Let's go get the quartz first. Because we're actually going to need a lot of this. So when you put this stuff into the MAM, it makes it to where when you hold V, you can actually click on these things. And it will tell you, so like this one is iron ore. When you go like this, it'll actually send a signal out. Now, you can either wait for the signal to pop up like that just did, or you can hit your map button, which we now have, and you'll actually be able to see it pop up on the map. Now, if you take this, you can actually put it there and highlight it. So eventually these are actually going to weigh because it's just a pulse that goes out. So it only lasts a certain amount of time. But if you want to follow something, you can just put it directly on top of it, highlight it. Now see how all that went away? That will still be there. And there's even a beam of light if you can see that. I'll do this so we're not in the trees. But so that beam of light right there should be about where it is because I put it on top of that circle. So that makes it really easy. Now, if you have stuff in the way, obviously you're not going to be able to see that beam of light, but every single time you highlight it, that beam of light should be there. Okay, now we want to go do something dangerous because these things can hurt you pretty bad. Where is he? Yeah, these ones you can't get away from because you have to actually just get in their face. Luckily, the little ones run away. You definitely don't want to...
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Okay, now you don't want to go up against the bigger ones with just this. You want to upgrade your weapons and get to a point where you can get a little bit farther away to where you can dodge things. And then those guys aren't really a big problem unless they hit you, because they do quite a bit of damage. But we'll do a little bit more hunting around for stuff, and anything new I find, I will let you guys know. Okay, so I almost died, as you can see with my health. That's how much health I actually gained back in the amount of time it took me to run back, but I actually had to kind of juke and weave out of the way of a bigger, what are they called? A bigger bushy tail hog. Those ones, these Xenobashers don't really do a lot against. You can if you can sidestep them enough, but they're big enough that sidestepping without the Blade Runners, which makes you move faster, jump higher, is just, it's not impossible, but in this terrain, it makes it hard. You can get away from them. The best thing to do is to climb and kind of zigzag your way up. But we do have this. We have this. We now have the orange one. I did find this. This isn't a MAM thing. That's why I didn't bring it back up. But we also have coal or quartz. So we go in here. We have one of these. We can do the research.
The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances. Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
Okay, I also have 4 of those, so I can come in here, hit this hog thing, hit this. Now I have 10 of these, so I can go back to the MAM, go back to this, and now I can do research on this.
Research completed. Alien protein can now be turned into biomass or alien DNA capsules. In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien lifeform data in these capsules can be traded for Fix-It coupons at the Awesome Sync. We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange rate anywhere on this planet.
Thanks, Ada. That was super funny and cute. Okay, now we wanted to use, we need 5 of these. So we're gonna do that real quick. There we go. Go back to the MAM. We need 100 rods. So we're gonna go get those real quick. More than enough of those. Research that.
Research to develop the rebar gun is now available. When completed, you will be in possession of a tool effective against any local obstacles actively objecting to the Fix-It mission.
Okay. This is when... Actually, I think I... Do I... Oops. I think I might have enough of that. Nope, I only have 7 of them. Do I even have the ability to build those yet? No, I don't. So, we now have to upgrade to be able to do this. So in order for me to get the rebarb gun, I need to do rotors. The rotors are super easy to make, like by hand, but they also need to be made with the assembler, which is 2 parts going into the assembler, 1 part coming out, which I believe rotors are... I don't remember what rotors are. I'll have to remember. But we definitely have enough screws, not on us right now, but there's plenty over there. We can go to nutrients now. We don't have any of these. They kind of grow in more dry areas. But we definitely have one of these. Or we need 2 of them. Never mind. We do have one of these, though. Boom.
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Cool, thanks. Okay. So we're going to need rotors for that, too. We have enough for this, so we're going to research that.
Power slugs extract latent energy from their surroundings to sustain themselves. By tuning the object scanner to the particular potential energy signature, it is now able to locate them against the background environmental static.
Cool. So we have plates and we can make that. So we're also gonna research the overclocking. Now, I'm not doing this in any particular order. These are just the things I found around it. So don't think like this part's super confusing. It's really not. Whatever you find in this game, pick it up. If Ada talks, that means that it's either in the no, that only means it's in the man. So if Ada talks, that means you can do research on it. If she doesn't talk, like so when I picked this up, she didn't talk. So I knew I couldn't do research on it. I know it does say unknown metal, fungus-like growth, unknown chemical element classified. So you are going to have things you don't know what they are until you pick them up. So even looking in this, it doesn't tell you what these things are. But when you pick it up, Ada will talk. So you'll know that it's one of the things that you found. Here's the blade runners.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
Cool, good. We can also already do this because I can tell you right now, like I said, this makes you run faster and jump higher. So we already want this. We can take this route too, obviously. But this is the route we want to go on first, and that's just from knowledge of the game already. I wouldn't have known that without already playing the game. I actually went the other way when I started playing the game because I saw these and I was like, ooh, what is that? So, but this is the best path to take first.
Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
And we're going to need these, which we don't have yet, but they're in the research thing. And then we need these, which is just, we need to find way more quartz to get that. Now, one of the cool things that this game does, if I hover over this, I can add the to-do list, and it adds these two things. So I need to do those two things, and once I have that amount, these will both turn purple, and we'll know. Don't have any more hard drives on us right now. I can't do that. Can I do this? No, that's 200. Jeez. Plenty of material, plenty of that. Overclock, we just needed sheets, iron sheets, or iron plates. Which we should have plenty of. We do. So I'll come back over here. What was that under this one? Oh.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
Okay. Now, this is the cool thing about what we just unlocked. Yes, we just unlocked overclocking, but as she said, it also unlocks underclocking. So when we come over here, this now is here. So there used to be a key, and this was just blank. But this is producing 120, which means it's not producing the amount that it can't be at full because we are only at 60 coming out. So if we come over here and we change this to 60 and hit enter, which is 50%, so you can do the percentage or you can do the amount coming out. This is now running optimally. The problem is this is only doing 30. But this is now capable of doing 60. So once we move it, once we actually start upgrading this stuff, and putting platforms down and separating them to where we can do multiple at a time. If we can't do the logistics yet, which gets us to the 120, or we don't have the material, we can make everything 60 and make everything run 60, which will help our power grid. So these are still good on fuel. So we're gonna come over here. And logistics, we need, actually we can make all of that. This will be way easier to get. So we're gonna do this first, plus it gives us our rotors and our modular frames. So we're gonna do this first, put everything into it that we need to. Oops. That will tell us what all we need, which we should be able to do all of that pretty easily. So we only need 200 from that. I'll grab 200 from this. Yeah, I'll grab 200. So we only need 500 from that, but we're gonna need plates, so I'm gonna grab more. Then we need 200 cable, so we'll have to grab quite a bit of. Do I have any of 146 on me? We'll have to grab quite a bit of this, so we'll just grab that. Now again, what we're trying to do is just upgrade everything as easily as we can. And as you can see, this is pretty easy. Just having to run to storage containers instead of having to do as much crafting as you might have to do if you didn't do it this way. That's still pretty easy. How many do we need? 200? So we can easily do this. And everything else we have on us. So once this gets to 200, we'll be able to turn around and immediately do the parts assembly, which is great. Already at 100, so at least this part goes quick. We also have plenty of wood and leaves to start our next power project. So I might put a storage bin out and fill that up with that stuff so we can clear up our inventory a little bit. I don't know what I got in my eye, but it won't come out. Sweet. 200. So we turn around, come up here. Remember, we hit control, it puts everything that's in there. So even though we had 2 stacks up here, it still filled it to 200 without us having to move anything. Boom. That one's now done. So the next thing we want to do is this.
The assembler can produce more complex
which is actually
parts,
pretty easy for
including
us
the
because we'll
first
be able to
project
start making
part,
these.
smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Okay. The reason she said humans can't craft the space elevator parts is because, well, I mean, well, obviously, first off, we can't. But the reason she specifically said it was because you can't go to the crafting bench and craft it. It doesn't give you the opportunity. So there's nothing that we can do to do the smart plating. The only thing that can do that is the assembler, is the whatever part they give us for the parts in the future. That's the only thing they can do it. So don't sit there and like be like, dude, how do I build this? How do I build this? It doesn't matter. Okay, now for the super fun part. I know you guys were all looking forward to it just as much as I was. Basically, what we're about to do is we are about to destroy everything we have built. I know. It sounds so productive. But in all fairness, that's really what we're about to do. As long as we have... Oh, God, that's not a lot. That is not a lot. Well, maybe we will. We might only do the power section and then just keep you... Since we're not using that yet, I'm going to say we don't need... I'll put one of those back. We don't need to do the platforms yet. That thing is going super slow. Hate that. Man. Okay, so what we're gonna do. Man, what are we gonna do? First things first, we're gonna have to put a couple more of these out. One. We should only have to put 2 more of those out because that'll add another 60, which would be another 90. So yeah, that should be fine. I want my blade runners. There we go. Now remember, we want to connect these to the grid. Boom. They're now connected to the grid. They will start shooting off once they get the actual fuel in there, which is awesome for us because we have any fuel on us. So, I believe we have some in here, so we can switch it out for if we have a lot. Okay. Perfect. That actually worked out really well. Okay. Go. And then instead of waiting for these things to actually fill up, what we'll do is we'll come over here and fill them up. That way we can just get some more stuff out of our inventory. Now that we have enough power to do it, we need to figure out what we want to do first. So this one is at, this one could be at 120, but we can only do 60. So we can only do 2 of those. We can only do 2 of those, I believe. Yeah. So, I wasn't kidding when I said we were literally about to destroy everything we've built. And then what we want to do, so we'll do it, how do we want to do it? So that's pretty close. So we'll do it like this. Now remember, we want the red coming towards us because that's what goes into the machine. So we'll put 1 there, put 1 there. And then we'll hit number 4. We want it to be green coming out. So we need to make sure that's at least somewhat lined up. There we go. There's that one, and then we'll come this one. Oh. So now, remember, when you're doing this part, if you're not doing it on a flat surface like a foundation that you created yourself, make sure you are using your default. Make sure you're using your default. Do not use the straight because it'll tell you multiple times that you can't do it. Oh man, this one might tell us we can't do it. Jeez. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. That should work because the line was in the back. Really? Good, good. Okay, now remember, all of that's going to go in the front to these things, which are going to then spit out the material into this. These are then going to go this way. Bro, I am trying to work here. Like, this is just absolutely ridiculous. So, now we want... There we go. Now we want the constructor, and we want the red side on this side because the ingots are coming out the back of that, which is going to come this way. These do 30 a minute. These need 30 a minute. So that means we're going to do 2 of them because we're doing 60 right now. And then... There we go. There's no way that's going to work. Oh, it let me. I don't know why, but it did. There we go. We need another one of these. just gonna line up there and there. 3, 3. Now those ingots will come in, go through the back of these. Both of these need to be iron plates. That's what we're going to change them to. So iron plates. They take 30 ingots in per minute to produce 20. We are producing 60 ingots because that one's going to produce 30. This one's going to produce 30. We're on a 30 belt or a 60 belt, so we're good there. So 30 will go in here. 30 will continue this way and go into there. Then we just have to get them out. Okay. Bro, chow chow. Bro, there is no way. You are not stopping there. There is no way you're stopping there, bro. Bro, chow chow. Bro, hey. What? Can we please? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you moving your big ass. Like, thank you. There we go. I wasn't joking. Those things are annoying as hell because I will not hurt them. But they do get stuck sometimes. When they get stuck, it is annoying because you will have to hit them to get them to move. It's the only way to get them to move. Oh, come on. There we go. So, as you can see the white boxes around there, see how that's not actually hitting anything, but the white box makes it to where it is? The only reason I couldn't place it there is because those white boxes on the left side, they are actually crossing each other. So that's why I can't place it. So it has to be outside of that, and then you want that line showing that it's straight on to where you can put a conveyor belt. Okay. That part is now done. Now we're going to do something ugly because we don't have foundations in yet, so I don't care what it looks like. I will fix it all once. What? Yeah, I'll fix it all once I get foundations in. If it looks like spaghetti right now, it looks like spaghetti right now. I don't care. Did I connect both? Yeah, I did. Okay. I can't even jump up here. There we go. Okay. So, like I said, ingots are going to come out. They're going to come over here. They're going to go in this one, and they're going to pass and go into that one. That will then, in turn, produce our 40 plates a minute. So we have now doubled our production just by doing that. And to make sure that the power grid is nice and even, we want this to stay at 60, which it is. So as you can see, it's green. That one's green because it's optimal. That one's green because it's optimal. Green because it's optimal. Green because it's optimal. Cool. That's perfect for our power system. And we have a whole bunch of plates, so we're just going to put them in the storage facility and take 200 out so we can build with it. And truthfully, the iron I'm going to get rid of, and the the iron ore we're going to get rid of. Now that I've shown you that, I'm going to do the exact same thing with these. I'm just going to do it off screen, so I'll save some time. But I'm just doing the exact same thing I just did. I'm just going to do it with these. Once I do it with screws, I'll show you guys the difference, since we got that alternate recipe. But it's, in all fairness, it's pretty much the same. So I will be right back. As we talked about, I told you I'll tell you how to do the screws, now that the screws are technically different. Also, if you want to delete multiple things at once, I don't know why I'm doing this one at a time. If you hold control, you can then, you have to be careful, because anything you go over will highlight and it will delete it. But you just scan over it once you do that. Okay, now the fun part. Figuring out how to do this with the amount of space that I have. I don't like that. There we go. That blue line means they're even, they're next to each other. This one's just gonna be hard because of this angle. Go. There we go. Okay. Okay, now hopefully I can do what I want to do over here. I don't know if I can. We're gonna find out. One. Where's the line? Where's the line? I got two. Hopefully this will this is when you want to use the straight. Because I could do that. But then come out this way and connect into one. Okay. But it needs to be like this. And we're gonna connect it here. Yeah. Okay. Now remember, I have to go in here, so where is the line? Is the line for that one? There we go. Boom. And I can put another one next to it. Now, instead of doing rods to screws, we're doing the smelter straight to screws because we have the alternate recipe. This is the alternate recipe. Click on it. It's 12.5 for 50. Now, because I've done this before, I know. But if you do 96%, it changes it to just 12. 12 is a way better number than 12.5 when you're going into 60. Now, if you can do the math on that real quick, we're going to copy this. We're going to come over here, and if you're, I think you can only play this on PC, I'm not sure. If you hit Control V, so Control C, Control V, we copied it. So when you go in here, it'll now say 96%. And when you click on it and put one next to it, and then one next to that, and then one next to that, so we have 5, which is what you're supposed to have. Every single one of these will say 96% because it copies exactly what you click on. So now all we have to do is line these up perfectly. Oops. I just messed up on. That is green. We don't want the red on this side. We want the red on the other side. So we want to spin that. Be like that. Okay. There we go. Red's good there. Good there. Good there. Good there. There. That line right in the middle of my screen, that little black line, showing you that it's connecting to the one behind it. Yeah, then we just have to do it here. There's that. Yeah. Where's that? Okay. 3. Oh, I did it wrong. Wait, no, I didn't. Why did it? Oh, because I'm on straight. See, that's why you gotta pay attention, guys, because otherwise you can do something perfectly, delete it, and redo it even though it was supposedly perfect. At least now we know it's possible with this tree. Again, normally I would be doing this on platforms. It's just not worth it with the amount of concrete we have. I did my exploration a little bit faster than I should have, but I kind of got interrupted by a massive creature that wanted me dead. So now for the fun part. This now needs to wrap around to there. And we do straight so it doesn't clip. Now it wraps around. So now all the material from there will wrap around and come into here. Then we come back over here. Hopefully we can do this. Again, this is a lot easier on hard server, on like a platform or foundation or whatever you want to call it. Oh man, I can't pull off the map. Okay, that was good. Still on straight, curve, keep going. See? Way easier. There we go. Now all we want to do is put a storage container in here. It connects. Ooh. Hit 3, connect it. Now that that part is done, go. We actually want to bring the power this way this time instead of the other one. So we'll do 1. So that's gonna clip. Over here. I need cable. Instead of going all the way back to the hub, since I'm right here, I'll do this. Which again, all I did was I put a craft bench down. I already knew I had wire on me, so I knew I could make the cable. I'll make 50 cable. Close enough. And then I'll get back to work. Okay. Now we have set up. Oh, I didn't think about that. This needs to go to 1. This needs to go to 60 because that's all we can do right now. No point in wasting the power grid if we don't have to. I forgot that our conveyor belt is 60 though, and we are producing 48 times 5, so 200 and something. Was that 240? I don't think that's right. 48 times 5. Yeah, 240, I was right. Okay. So we're producing 240 screws. Problem with that is this conveyor belt only runs 60, which means this is going to bog up super hard. So I would literally have to take every single one off and put a separate one because they're all producing 48. Well, crap. Oh, that kind of sucks. Yeah, see, they're already stuck. Really need that logistics. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so production. We have the assembler now, which we need rotors for, but we can make those now. Do I have enough material on me? I think I do. So this, I don't know what it is. This is one thing I did. So on the bottom left of your screen, you're gonna see a letter, an old school letter. For those of you that are too young to understand what a letter is, it's the thing that looks like an envelope that you normally get birthday cards in, that you get money in. It looks like that. So we are going to need rotors. I'll just make rotors. There we go. So what do we need for rotors? That. Okay. How many of these can I make? I might make 11 of those because of the screws, probably. So we're going to go collect some. Wait, whoa. What? Oh, because the plates. Yep, because the plates. So we're going to pick up some plates so that we can make some, I think I'm not station. We're going to make some reinforced plates so that, do I have 200 of that? Yes. Do I have 300 of that? Yes, I do. Once we get to 50, I'll see how many we have to see if we have to go back and get it. But we really need that logistics. So I'll be right back because this actually does take a while. Okay, so I made all of those because I realized that we are going to need them to upgrade the... How many do I need? 300? We're going to need those to upgrade the conveyor belts anyway, so we're going to need quite a few of those. Here we go. Send that away. Luckily, that immediately comes through, so...
Milestone reached. Fixit would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint Fixit.
I love how she keeps saying don't disappoint Fixit, but like, what are you gonna do? Come down here? So that I have other people here? Like, so then just send people to help instead of just being mad at me. But it is what it is. So, we only have 101 of those. That might be a problem. But the cool thing, now that we've done that, these are all the cool things that we've gotten. So we've gotten the MAM, we've gotten the assembler, and now we have all of our level 2 stuff. Well, not that. We have our level 2 stuff. So, I'm actually going to throw that on 0. What do I normally put on 9? I honestly don't remember. Feels like there's something I'm forgetting. But now, instead of 3 being the Mach 1, 3 is going to be Mach 2. So now they're all going to be using this, the reinforced plates. Those two are already set up fine. It's the screws that aren't really set up fine. So that will be the only thing I change right now. And the cool thing is, instead of having to go back and actually change all of these the way that we did before, that's all you had to do. And now this is running at 120, which is great because everything else is running at 60. We don't have to change that side. All of that is working off of 60. This side, on the other hand, is putting out 240, which means technically yeah, these three will be a little bit slow, but it won't be that big of a deal. Technically, all we have to do is delete this. Oh, if you are using default, if you use the scroll wheel, you can actually turn your conveyor belt. Like that. So instead of having to figure out all the different angles that you want to do, just pull it out and turn it whatever way you want. So now, these things are producing, what is that, 88? Or no, it's... So 96. Man, math is hard. What? Hold, please. 48 times 3. There we go. What? Oh, I put divided by. 48 times 3. 144. So these ones are doing about 24 more than what the belt can support. That one's doing a little bit less. So what I can do, maybe. Yeah, I can still do it. I can actually take this off and take this off. Hit 4. Oops. Delete that. Hit 4. Make it one of these guys. There we go. So connect there and connect there. Now that'll still come out, still go this way, but I can now do that on that belt. Connect that to that, and now this will actually be splitting the amount coming out of this one in half, going that way. Which should mean both of these are about doing 120, if not doing 120 exactly. So that should actually take care of it. And now we have a lot of screws coming out already. So, yay, problem solving. But it's this kind of stuff in Satisfactory that I actually really like, because we don't want this stuff to get bogged down, because we want to get as much material out of this as possible, especially with screws, because of how much stuff we're going to be utilizing screws for. So yes, right now everything's running off of a 160. I can already move it up to a 120. I'm not going to do that until I put platforms in. Mostly because of the fact that the organization of it, I need to expand off of this clip. Like I said, I normally explore a lot more before I do all this. So by the time I get back, that thing's normally pretty full of concrete, so I'm able to do everything that I want to do. But with everything we just did, we'll actually run pretty smooth for right now. And I can actually add another layer to that because I'm doing the 120, so that is actually pretty cool. Again, do not fall off. Okay, there we go. So we are going to completely restructure this to where we can get more out of it. So we're going to go, man, it's going to be hard with this terrain. I probably have enough to actually do a foundation up here, so that's what we'll do. How are we going to do that? Okay, so these are the platforms. You want to hit control, that snaps it onto the grid. So if I don't hit control, I can put it literally wherever I want. I can build however I want. But if you want everything to snap together, you want to put it on the grid. So see how it moves in a square and like literally on a grid. That's what you want. So we're going to put that there. We're also going to hit R. So that changes it from default to zoop. Don't know what zoop means, but it does this. So instead of only planting one, you can plant two. That's it. I'd actually like to go a little higher than that. So that's what we're gonna do. So even if we have to plant it up here. Perfect. Should still be able to get it to snap if I do it right. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete all this. Now that we have it exactly where we want, we're actually going to use the 1 meter foundation because they cost less concrete. But more importantly, I can see that. So if I can see that, that means I can put this. Is that really sunk in there? Really is. Okay. So we're gonna do this. Okay, so see how it's planted exactly where I had it before? If you hit H, you can now look away from it, it's still there, but you see how it's still blue? That's because it has not set to that seed yet. Okay, that's just showing you what it's going to do. Now, if you hit page down on your keyboard, it will literally send it to the next layer down, 1 meter down, every time. Which is perfect for what we need, because now I can delete all this. And I'll still be able to do what I want to do. It's just going to be a little bit lower than I wanted it, but it should still cover everything I want to cover, which it does. And one more, and 2 more. Go. One more, 2 more, 1 more, or 2 more. Boom. Now, as you can see, boom. Now it's not set in there, it's actually on the foundation like it's supposed to be, which is phenomenal. really wish I had a parachute right now. It's gonna hurt a little bit. Actually. This is absolutely ridiculous. What I'm about to do is completely childish. I don't care. I don't like that I can't make things my color when I'm setting platforms. So I'm gonna go get all the material I need for that so I can change my colors and have it the way I want it to be. Water. Oh, I can also take that off the map. Whenever you do this, if you do not hit stop highlighting first, the beacon will stay there for some reason unless you go back on your map, highlight something different, and then unhighlight it and remove it. Don't know why. It's just the case. So, keep that in mind. I'm having major acid reflux. There we go. Okay.
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as Awesome. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the Awesome Resource Sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome Shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
Okay, now that she's done, and everything else is done. So what I just did was what I put through allowed me to hit X, and this brings up my customizer. You can go into colors. What I did was I went to edit. When you go to edit, you can make the color whatever you want. I loaded it as my presets because those are the colors I like. I selected the color. Then I right clicked on the edit. This allows you to, whenever you put something down, it puts it down as the color you selected, the color you made. So you have to be careful. So if you do this right here, that means every single time you put something down, it will now be that color. With the exception of the space elevator, I think. But that's the only thing so far. Which means if you want to make a factory a separate color, which some people do. So like some people will go and be like, hey, this is my computer factory. So my computer factory is going to be blue and white. And then they leave and they're like, this is going to be my modular frame factory. So I want that to be silver or gray and I don't know, green. So you have to go in and change it. Otherwise, when you start laying stuff, it's just going to be whatever you last picked. I keep all my stuff pretty much that unless until it comes to like some of the fluids later on in the game, I'll change the color of the pipe just so I don't get confused when I'm running through it all. But let's go up here and finish setting this up. Hopefully that will start producing us enough concrete to do what we need to do because we're making it 2 instead of 1 now. Oh, now that you guys can see it a little better. See, there's a whole bunch of water here. But there's coal there, and back there, which is going to allow us to do a coal plant literally right here in the center. We'll make a ramp back up to our base, and there'll be a coal plant down there that we can use to make major power moves once we get there. But for now, what you want to do is you want to hit X, you want to click on your color, there we go. And then you can just hold the trigger down, and anything you highlight over will change color, including that. So now when I put stuff down, all of it will look like that. I also turned my floor into asphalt after a while, which only costs concrete, which is nice. Whereas when you do this, it costs concrete and your plates. But when you finally get that awesome sink running and you get enough stuff in that awesome sink and you get enough ticket, you can do just asphalt, which only costs concrete. I think it looks really nice first, but the biggest reason I do it is because of cost. So concrete, we're only gonna do 2 of them. We could do 3 of them. Do I need to go out one more for that? Yeah, I do. Dang it. So instead of going out one more, what I'll do, so I'll put it here. Change this. So concrete, we want to have at 96. Oh, no, sorry, concrete is 88.8. Okay, there we go, 40. Now that we have 40, 40 divides into 120 easily. What on this? $40 divides into 120 easily. That's 3. That's the reason I did it that way. And now I can make 3 of them for what I was making 1 of them for. Damn. You just have to do this smart. Switch to that. Okay. Come on. Oh, I'm serious. Has to be just right off. The reason I did that, by the way, I didn't delete the last one, was so I could copy the one that I had already made the corrections to and redo it all. That's the only reason I did that. Because I like to work more efficiently. Now, this is important. You see how this is past where the material is coming out? So the material is going to flow that way into that because it's past it. But in order to do this, that now has to come this way, and we're going to turn it like that. So now the material is going to come out of there, go into this one, which is going to feed out both that way, or so both north and south. Is there enough material? Okay. Now we want the red to go to the back because we want it to receive from the north and then go in. I hope that made sense. If not, I'm about to explain it again. Okay. So this is going in here. We're gonna hit R to make it straight. So it has that nice 90 degree. So that is now going to go into this one. This one is then going to go both that way and this way. So I needed that red arrow to face back towards this one. It's also going to go into this constructor. I already have this connected? Yeah, I do. Then this one, the red was facing this way because I need the green to connect to the red. And then it has to go into that. Boom. Just that easy. And then do one more like that. Put a 4 right here. All of these are going to go the same direction because we don't have to worry about anything until we get to this one, because we want the storage facility to be on that side. So now when we put the storage unit out, that will now connect into that. Just that easy. Okay, all this is set up now. We just have to connect that to that. Boom. Everything is at 120 coming out. That's at 120 coming out. Those will all accept 40 apiece, which will make 120. The problem is, I think it's only like 13.33333 remaining that it continues with. So that means I'm only going to be getting 39.9999999 concrete a minute. So almost 40, but not quite. But it's a lot better than 15. So there's that. All of those are working. Eventually we'll have to destroy all of that, put platforms down, make it all turn into 120. But we've now doubled our production in our base in a very short amount of time with barely doing anything. And the cool thing about it, if I wanted to, I could just sit here and just too far away from some of those, but you get the idea. Where is the down? There it is. Once you can start making everything your color, everything just looks so much nicer in your own eyes. Like, so someone out there watching this is going to be like, dude, that black looks absolutely horrible. It's like, okay, that's cool. But it doesn't, so it's fine. I will say this though, if you notice, even though I changed the color of the hub already, I will have to change that, I will have to change that, and I will have to change that. They are not separate from the hub, but for some reason, like, so I can't just delete this. If I hit F, it will delete the entire hub. But it is what it is. Okay, what all can I do? Nothing yet. Okay. That's fine. We'll see how many tickets that eventually gets me. If any. But this is what I was saying, like, you don't have to spend money on this game to get stuff you want. Right now I'm doing really low level parts. If I had those DNA points, I'd already have the amount of tickets that I wanted. So I can go out and kill a couple of the monsters, creatures, whatever you want to call them out here. Come back, put those DNA points into this, and that will skyrocket my tickets at the beginning. And when you go out exploring and all that kind of stuff, the amount of those creatures that you have to take care of so that you can actually get to things that you need is astronomical. So it's not a big deal. Tickets are easy to come by. You never have to spend real money in this game. It's super nice. You can still do the cosmetics. Do I have enough screws on me? No, I just got rid of a bunch of them. Oh, yeah, look, another doggo. Oh my gosh, I have one. Come here, buddy. Come on, take the berry. Take the berry, you know you want to. Yeah, there we go. Hi, buddy boy. And he's gonna be Maxie. I will do this. Maxie. And now he's my doggo. Oops. And you can pet him anytime you want. And he's just a good boy. So he'll now run around here. He'll actually follow you around a lot, so you have to be really careful. Like, don't go getting on your jetpack and jumping off a cliff. They will follow you. All of those should be good. Remember, check. So we're at 150. We're capable of doing 123.2. Where's the 0.2 coming from? Anyway, so just always be cognizant of that. We're gonna have to upgrade our power here pretty soon. We only have one coupon. That's not gonna be long enough. Okay, buddy boy. Okay, there's his own little area now. And I'm gonna get him some friends when I can. His area will actually move as my base grows, so that's fine. But he's not gonna follow me anymore, which means he's not gonna jump off cliffs, hurt himself, so on and so forth. It's so much better. Okay, I have that much concrete right now. What is next for tier 2? Just the jump pad. And that should be pretty easy. So I'm gonna go grab all the stuff I need to do that right now. I will be right back when I have all of that material done. Okay, so now that we've done all that, come in here, get everything you need. Go. And
Milestone reached. The Fix-It jump pad combines high technology and innovation for optimized factory traversal and an ideal travel experience. Clarification. Ideal travel experience not guaranteed, individual results may vary. Pioneers are responsible for all workplace accidents resulting from jump pad usage.
okay, so this is now when I slow down in the game. So doing that quickly, which I know probably doesn't seem quick, but doing it that quickly is one way to do it. I like taking my time on stuff, but as far as like a how-to video, oh, you got out. Oh, okay. So I gotta make that taller. But anyway, so can you get back in? Did you get stuck? Wow, buddy. But as far as a how-to video, I'm going to show you guys how to build everything, how to do everything, and it's pretty much going to be quick. I would rather do things like cosmetically way better than that. You're gonna jump. How did you get out of here? Did you come over here and like crawl out? Would you? Oh, okay. So you can just climb up there like that? Oh, okay, cool. Won't be able to do it on 2. Let's make sure I can get out before we do this. There we go. Okay. Hi, buddy boy. I will come in here and pet you, and I will get you friends. Yeah, good boy. Okay, there we go. Now he's safe. Okay. So, so this is what we're going to do next time. What we're going to do is we're going to completely tear down this section. We're going to rebuild it to where the MAM, the power station, all that kind of stuff is going to be a lot bigger. The MAM won't be. but we'll change it to where it's actually all on a platform. The power station will be a lot bigger and be able to support a lot more. We're going to change all of this into platform, and we're going to extend it and actually make it to where all of these are running on 120. Once we run it on 120, we are going to start manufacturing some copper sheets. We are going to manufacture some modular frames, some rotors, some reinforced steel, and copper. Cable, sorry, and cable. So those are all the things we're going to add to our production. And then once we do that, we will start building our smart plating and building our space elevator. The cool thing about this game, like I said, you can put on the to-do list, but instead of having to do this every single time and be like, how much do I need? How much do I need? You can just hit that button and hit plus, and that will tell you everything that you need for the space elevator also. And you can just edit your to-do list. So if we don't want this on it anymore, if we don't want the Blade Runner on it anymore, we only want the space elevator on it, there we go. That's all that's on our to-do list now. So when we get this is a dark enough area. It should, there we go. So now you can see we're going to need 250 iron plates. We're going to need iron rods. We're going to need wire. We're going to need concrete. I have most of that on me already. So iron plates are here. So we'll just do that. We have enough of those now. No, there we go. We need iron rods. Just grab 200 of those. And we need wire. So out of all of the stuff we have already built, yeah, we have enough. Out of all the stuff we have already built, we are already able to build this space elevator without doing any upgrades. Now, we're going to do upgrades anyways, because our space elevator is actually going to go over that huge cliff right there, and it's going to sit right there. It's going to go straight up into the sky from there. So we're going to build a platform that will extend off of. I'll probably make that one more thick, make it go up about 4 meters, and then go over, and then our space elevator will sit over there. And then all of these will be down here, like it is already, but we'll actually make them go up here to where we can expand it out and not have to utilize any more space in here, to where we can start building a way bigger factory instead of me running around and making everybody sick. Let me get to the spot. That should be good enough to see everything. Yep. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll build a platform out to about the front of that, all the way across and then down, which will allow us to move all of those miners and turn them 90 degrees to come out this way rather than going towards the center of our base. And then we'll build straight out this way to complete this area too. We'll utilize that top copper area, and most likely that other that's not it. There is another limestone. I thought it was like right here. I could have been wrong, but there should be another limestone somewhere over there that we can tap into also, to where we can start making more concrete. As you can see, the concrete is working very well. Everything's green. That's a perfect system right there, because everything is exactly the number that it needs to be. Whereas, I guess all of these are the way they're supposed to be right now. So everything's green, which is super nice. Well, no, this one isn't. So this one shouldn't be. Yeah, there we go. That one just turned yellow. So that's running at 120 with a 60 belt into a 30 that's going into a 30 that's coming out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, make it an entire square. We'll figure it out. I might put the MAM up here, or not the MAM. I might put the hub up here, just to free up some space, and kind of have it overlooking everything, because that'll look really nice anyways. But it will allow us to free up a lot of that space back there too. So we'll see what we do. But that's for tomorrow's episode. So thank you for coming to day 2. We finished tier 2 pretty easily. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be expanding. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.